What's going on, guys? Ryno Bones here with a one-year follow-up. It's for this little fella here, the INS-1 from InSwan, and yeah, you can see it folds up nice and dainty and small. I like to wrap the little USB cord around it, put it in my pocket, and carry it with me everywhere I go. Actually, I just keep it on my desk at work. I've been using this thing every single day for a year. Let's take a look at the hardware. Underneath here, we do have an LED light. We've got a microphone built in here, and here is the actual lens. On the top of the device, we've got the light button, we've got brightness, we've got dim, and we've got the autofocus. USB cable is attached up here. It does go through this arm and pops out in the back. Scoops around here, and it pops out at the bottom. Got a nice little weighted base here. Like I said, this is the InSwan model INS-1. And of course, what would a good document camera be without some good software? So I'm going to turn that on right now, get this bad boy plugged up, and let's talk about those software features. Now here we are in the InSwan software. This is called Documate. You can download it directly from their website. It's got all of the features that the average consumer is probably looking for in a document camera app. Let's take a look at it. Right here, we've got our undo, we've got redo, we've got erase the entire screen. That can come in really handy, especially when you start using those tools over on the other side of the page. We got our snapshot tool, import a picture. We can export whatever our little drawing is here. We've got all of the settings right there. Used to be, if you saw my old video, that was down there at the bottom of the screen. Now it's moved up to a button. I think that's a lot more convenient. We can pause or freeze the image, and we've got a timer. Pretty neat stuff. Now down here in the corner, you do see a record button because you can record videos with this. And the microphone in here is actually pretty decent. I'll give a little bit of a demo of that in a few minutes. So yeah, it's right there. And of course, we got the little settings right next to it. We've got the autofocus, which is also here on the hardware. And we've got zoom in and we've got zoom out. Over on this side of the screen, let me switch hands here. We've got our drawing settings, so you can determine how big your lines are going to be. You can pick your colors there. The first box, the little narrow skinny one, that's your outline color, and the other box is going to show whatever your inside color is, your fill color. And yes, you can change the opacity there, so you can do some highlighting. Pretty good. Up here, we got our pen, we've got our eraser, we've got our line tool, we've got an arrow tool, boxes, circles, text tool. We select it all, we can cut it, and we can duplicate it. So it's got pretty much every feature you need for a basic document camera. In this price range, this software is amazing, especially when you consider that it actually has software. Now let's get into an actual usage scenario. I've got myself a little piece of paper under here. It is 8.5 inches tall, so it is not full letter size. If you want to be able to use this with full letter size paper straight up and down, you're going to want to set this on top of something. So at work, I actually have this on top of a 3-inch tall pencil box. It does just fine. But for my case here, I'll just use a smaller piece of paper. And yeah, you can see the white balance does adjust very, very quickly. I'm still impressed with that, and the overall experience is pretty good. So let me draw you a little picture real quick. I am going to sort of fast forward through this, but you'll be able to see the writing experience, and you'll be able to see how well it really flows. Let's get started. Okay, that was regular speed. Now let's get fast. Nice. And of course, what would a document camera be if you didn't show some actual documents? So yeah, let's check out the illustrated Goonies. I love the colors on this. They are very, very close match to reality. You don't get that often with budget document cameras. That's one thing I really appreciate about this. Oh, I like the map. Look at that. Mickey Walsh grew up in the Goondocks with his big brother Brand. It was here that he met the Goonies, the best friends a kid could ever have. And with the Goonies, a rainy day could still be loads of fun, and hopping on a bike could begin an adventure. I like it. And of course, what would a video with a camera be without the obligatory webcam update? So this is what it would look like if you were using the InSwan INS-1 as a webcam. You can see here, looks like about 24 frames per second, not quite reaching 30. It is streaming at 1080p, and you can go up to 2K as well. Of course, you're also not going to be getting 30 frames per second. And if you don't have an external microphone, this is what it would sound like. So this right now is the microphone on the INS-1. And yeah, I think it actually sounds really good. I do use this at work quite often when I don't have another microphone available. So this is the audio and this is the video. This is the audio. La 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 la. My first review of the InSwan INS-1 was back in October of 2020. So it has been slightly over a year. And I actually have been using this little guy in my classroom every single day. This has withstood a lot. It's been thrown all the way across the room directly into a wall. It's been dropped, it's been slammed, it's been swung around by the cord, and it's still holding up really, really well. This thing is an actual beast. I have absolutely no complaints with the quality. I've got no complaints at all with the software. I love the software. While it lacks some of the features of some of the more expensive document cameras, for a document camera in this price range, the software is awesome. The hardware is great. And yes, I really do love the InSwan INS-1. It's my special little guy.